Got us some new to us shop equipment here. It's actually, this was in storage. We used to use this years ago and we just never brought it over to this garage. It definitely needs a good thorough cleaning. As you can see, I think we're actually going to pressure wash the inside and out of this. We're going to pull this out and get all the old sand out of there. It's got way too much in it for one thing. So it just needs a thorough cleaning. The dust collection unit, we're going to see if it's even still good anymore. So we might end up having to replace that. But this is going to make things a lot easier to do, a lot faster to clean up in the shop. Let's get it all cleaned up and get it back in working order. First matter of business is we'll get this grate out. Whoever was using this last put this screen in here, which is a decent idea. Keeps any of the big chunks. As you can see, there's some rust sediments. It gets trapped up here, not down in the glass bead. Another issue with this is it did have sand in it, which, like I said, we're gonna need to clean out. This is really designed for a glass bead media, so the nozzle and stuff is going to be different for glass bead than or coarse play sand. So let's get this cleaned out, get this out, get all that scooped out, and see what kind of damage we have in here. As you can see here, we have way too much in here. There should be not near as much in there. This can probably hold, I don't know, 30 to 50 pounds. There's a lot more than that. This thing goes really deep down in there. So let's get this scooped out. This is a dusty, nasty, messy job, but it's got to be done. So we got the grate out. Now let's scoop all this stuff out and get down in there and try and get the hose, the collection system all unclogged. Got most of it dug out here. You have that bin full. You have that bin almost full. And we have a nut here. We're gonna put on there, pull this off, and finish draining the rest of it. Now we have that all cleaned out. We're going to take our air, bring it out here with the blower. Just give it a quick hose down. Get all that excess that's been trapped in there forever. We'll give this a nice clean, blow through the lines, blow back through the gun, just get all that cleaned out. But if that doesn't happen and this is clogged up, we might have to take these lines loose, but I feel pretty confident we can blow through them and get it all cleaned out. Much blown out now. The gloves turned inside out and blown out. We do have some extra pair of gloves somewhere. We'll have to hunt them down. So this glass is eventually gets foggy from the inside because the spray of glass bead or sand or whatever you're using bounces off, and this stuff, it can, as you can see, you can barely see through it. Of course it's dirty, but it's still frosted from the inside. So we pulled the lock strip out. Now we're going to take and actually pull the whole glass out of here, and we'll get a new piece made. So it'll be a nice, fresh, clean, clear piece of glass to start with. Got our glass pulled out here, and it's pretty simple. You got the lock strip, and then which allows this front side to collapse, and you can just kind of push it through. A little bit of working, and as you can see, that's what it should look like, and that's what it looks like. So this is just sandblasted from the inside, so we'll get a new one, like I said, and it'll be nice and clear for a little while. We got our air hooked up to it. It's got a water separator on it, and I'm not sure what that half of it is, to be honest with you. I don't know if that's some kind of regulator or what. Obviously here's a regulator. It has two hoses. It comes down to a dead man foot pedal, so you step on that, of course energizes it, and originally it did not have a trigger inside, so it was just foot operated, but over the years this got changed on, so it's kind of got a redundant. It's got the dead man pedal you have to step on, and of course you squeeze the trigger when you're ready. It is working. Obviously there's no obstructions in the hose at this point. We might throw a little bit of that sand back in and just see if it blows through. Make sure there's no obstructions, but we did blow back through this, actually this side. This is the suction hose. So we blew through here, and it blew through and shot everything that was in that hose out, and it seemed to clear out nice. We'll put that plug back in, like I said, and there's a cap, like a blow-off cap, safety cap. We'll put that back on. Throw a little bit of that sand back in just to see if it actually works. Other than that, we're ready to thoroughly clean this thing and put it back into use once we get our glass made for it. We got our cap screw back on and our safety cap back on, and we're just going to throw a little bit of that sand back in, even though it's not what we're going to use. So we're in there and our air is hooked up, and we're just gonna shoot it out. We're, you know, outside here, we're not going to damage anything. We'll energize it. There it goes. Takes a little while to bleed that through, but we're blasting. Now again, this thing is not really designed to have that coarse sand in it. And it doesn't take very long. Of course, we're blowing it out in there, so we pretty much ran out of sand already, which is fine. We just wanted to make sure it was going to work, and it does work. So we might run just a little bit more through. You can see that sand being sucked through. As it needs it, it siphons it right down. All right, we took the hose and actually washed this whole thing down on the inside and out. Obviously, it didn't come all that clean. It's kind of rusty through the paint, but definitely, I don't know how it's going to show up on the camera, but it definitely cleaned up a lot. We got all the dust and nasty stuff out. Obviously, moisture is not good in a cabinet like this, so we're going to take and blow it out as much as we can, and we'll let this sit for a day or two and let it completely dry out. Maybe blow it out again tomorrow. Get this thing nice and dried out. I did pull the gloves out, of course the glass is out, everything's pretty much removed. We're just gonna give it a thorough blowing out, let it dry, put everything back together, and we should be in business. We got both sides mocked up in here. They fit pretty decent. This side actually fits a little bit nicer. For whatever reason, these outer wheel wells have been messed with before too, so it's not, like I said before, these cars are old enough that there's been a bunch of work done to them over the years, so I think this one's actually new. You can see the shiny metal. This one I think is original. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably why it fits better. Who knows where this came from. So we'll make it work, no big deal. It still fits pretty good around here. We'll have to push up jack and just make all that fit so we can weld it up nice. I do see a bit of an issue though. So we have our screwdriver here with a plastic handle. Like I said, we can get in there and move this without any risk of shock. Next thing we're going to do, we're just going to reach inside and turn the key on. If you don't know, the Model A's have a starter button, so you can't start it by the key, but you turn the key on to energize the points. So now we can come back here. We're going to try and rig up a system just to feed it fuel, but since it's all gravity feed, it's kind of a pain. You got to have something upside down. It's a little sketchy, so we're just going to wait for our parts to come in and make it as safe as we can. Go ahead. I'm excited.